All right, cool. So we got Paulina with us today. Beautiful. And we got Bea in darkness. What's going on, Bea?
I am actually in Italy. I'm sitting in front of a window, so I think the light is the other way around.
I like a silhouette.
Oh.
What beautiful to be in Italy. Okay, cool. So let's start. And who like to do Saraswati? And we got the teacher student. Saraswati, Bea, teacher, Paulina.
Saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini vidyarambham karishyami siddhir bhavatu me sada.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Good. All right. So Paulina, do you have the document? The prayers? The prayers that we do before the class.
Let me see. I saw that there was something shared in the Signal group.
See if we can.
No, I'm not sure.
Let's see, I can put it here. I'll do this.
In the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if I can just drag. Can I drag? Oh,
Because
yeah.
I think you shared something, but
Yeah, I just put it now. So this is the prayer book. So these are the prayers Swamiji chant before morning class.
Okay, I will download it.
So we are on page number 7, going towards 9. So we're doing 7, 8, and going soon to 9 and 10.
Cool, I have it. Thank
now, Beatrice, would you like to start? Why don't you start like from this one? Avahanti, this one. Avahanti Vitan. Is that, if you feel like,
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give it a go. Avahanti vitandana kurvanam chiram atmanaha vasagum simamagavascha. I can't remember the melody now, but I'll try. Annapane, Annapane chasarvada tato me shriyamavaha. No. Can you remind me the melody on this?
Tato me shriyamavaha.
Tato me shriyamavaha. Lo masham pashubis sahaswaha.
Do it again. Sorry, Bea. Make sure you get the makara. Lo masham, right? So closing your lips again, and also the length of the lo masham.
Lo masham pashubis sahaswaha. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha.
Hold on. go back again. Make sure you get the length. Ama, both of them. Amayantu.
Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Vimayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Damayantu brahmacharina swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Yashojanesani swaha.
Hold on. You do really well. I just, because there's a dropping of the length of the diphthong. Yashojane, make sure that get long. So Yashojane sani swaha.
Yashojanesani swaha.
Bia,
Yes.
there's two things that be careful with when you do this, because it's such a powerful word. Swaha, right? You open up completely. You're just letting go. There's no restriction, no holding back. Swaha. Now, sometimes you do, and sometimes you, but sometimes you go swaha. It's swaha, and then you have the the last one. Swaha. You hear the difference?
Yes.
And sometimes what happens is that you closing your lips after so you get a little bit of a at the end. Try not to get to close your lips. So try to stay completely open. Swaha. And shamelessly, like waking up the whole Italy and say, here I am. So now we lost her. Now she became frozen. She's still there. Oh no.
Am I on again?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The internet is not the best. Yeah.
So we were just saying, chant the whole Italy. So the whole openness, like shamelessly, let it go, everything. And see if you can do just that one. Swaha.
Swaha.
Good. I know you got a little bit more, but I know it's gonna come. Good. Now try again from this one. Yashodhane.
Yashodhane sani swaha. Shreyan vashaso sani swaha.
Hold on. Do you know why you fell off?
I think it's the melody, something I'm trying to think. Shreyan.
You see, it's not an, not an, it's an. It's long. Shreyan.
Oh yes.
Right? Okay, so try
I
that.
also have a circle around it. Okay. Shreyan vashaso sani swaha.
Now you did it again. Yeah, you did it again. You did the swaha. Swaha. Get the hakara in there. Swaha.
Okay, I'll try again the line. Shreyan vashaso sani swaha.
So what happens sometimes is that sometimes when something is like focus on this or you know, don't forget this, then you forget the other one. So this time the became short. So make sure you get all of them. Shreyan vashaso sani swaha. So I'm just making sure the the long
Yeah. I'll try again. Shreyan vashaso sani swaha.
Good. Do you remember?
Okay. I'm trying. Yeah, maybe if you can help me, please.
I will help you. Tantva Bhagap
Tantva Bhagap
Pravishani Swaha.
Pravishani Swaha.
Good. Sama Bhagap
Sama Bhagap
Pravisha Swaha.
Pravisha Swaha.
Tasmin
Tasmin
Sahasrashake.
Sahasra Shaki.
Good. And you notice,
Sahasra.
remember, because you did it now, last time I heard. So last time I told you, get this dvitvam, right? So you got sa, and then you go has. Don't go just ha. So has,
Sahas.
and then you're already on a dental, taking off on a dental. Sahasrashake.
Sahasra Shaki.
Good. So get that.
Sahasra.
Sahasrashake.
Sahasra Shaki.
Good. And that's an aspirate, the last one. So there's a lot of air being lost. So ke.
Ki. Sahasra Shaki.
Good.
More.
Very good. All right. Now, Ariane, can you do from, let's do from Amayantu. Let's do one row at a time. So if there's anything, I can help you. Amayantu. Ariane, you're muted, and I don't know what your signal seems to be a little bit slow. Is that right?
Yes, I'm messing now. It's a little bit slow. So this is my turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awahanti witanwana kurwana ciram atmanaha wasagung simamagawasca annapani casarwada tatome sriyamawaha lomasang pasubissahaswaha.
Hold on. Okay. Lomasham, long. Lomasham, right?
Lomasang pasubissahaswaha. Can you hear me?
Ariane, the internet is very, very difficult to hear. Is it possible for you to change to a better signal?
Okay, I tried.
Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna let
Sorry about that.
it's okay. Just see if you can get a better. Yeah, good. Alice, can you go from Amayantu
To where? To the end?
to the end?
Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Vimayantu brahmacharina swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Damayantu brahmacharina swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Yashojane sani swaha. Shreyan Vashyaso sani swaha. Tantva bhaka pravishani swaha. Sama bhaka pravisha swaha. Tasmin sahasra shake.
Good. So the last, good, very good. The last three, the
Yeah.
swaras are off. So
Off.
let's just do the three last. Tantwa
Tantva
bhagap
bhagap
pravishanis
pravishanis
swaha.
swaha.
We put it together. Tantwa bhagap pravishanis swaha.
Tantva bhagap pravishanis swaha.
Good. Sama bhagap pravishaswaha.
Sama bhagap pravishaswaha.
Good. Tasmin sahasrashake.
Tasmin sahasrashake.
Good. Now see if you can do the last three.
Tantva bhagap pravishanis swaha. Sama bhagap pravishas. Lost it. Sama bhagap pravishaswaha. Tasmin sahasrashake.
There it is. Beautiful. Okay, Paulina. Have you heard this before, right?
No, I haven't.
This is new. Okay. So I will chant and you can follow.
Yes.
So we can start from Amayantu. You see that
Yep.
one? Yeah.
Yes.
So Amayantu
Amayantu
Brahmacharina Swaha.
brahmacharina swaha.
Good. So make sure you get this Brahmacharina. So get that ha, Brahma, right? Try again.
Brahmacharina swaha.
Good. Vimayantu
Vimayantu
Brahmacharina Swaha.
brahmacharina swaha.
Good. Ramayantu Brahmacharina Swaha.
Ramayantu brahmacharina swaha. I'm trying to get the nakaras. I notice I tend to forget those na.
Good.
So
And yeah, I can hear that. So very good. And with practice, because it's a weird letter, right? It's a strange place in there. It's a cerebral, this, right? So when you get those muscles, it's easier to get it transfer between the different sthanams, right? So
yeah, but that's why I'm going a bit further there, because I've noticed that in other chants as well now that I need to like retrain my brain a little bit.
yeah, most people go straight, they don't even hear it. So
No.
so you're doing really well, because I can really pick it up. So you're doing really well. And also with the Brahma, a little, just let the diaphragm do the work. Brahmacha. Otherwise, it has a tendency to go from the throat. So it goes Brahma. So let just more like the diaphragm, just like Brahmacharina Swaha.
Brahmacharina swaha.
Good. Pramayantu Brahmacharina Swaha.
Ramayantu brahmacharina swaha.
Damayantu Brahmacharina Swaha.
Damayantu brahmacharina swaha.
Shamayantu Brahmacharina Swaha.
Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha.
Good. Now try and see if you can go. You see that they're quite similar. They just have different start, right? So see if you can just go through them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Amayantu brahmacharinas naswaha. Vimayantu brahmacharinas swaha. Pramayantu brahmacharinas swaha. Damayantu brahmacharinas swaha. Shamayantu brahmacharinas naswaha.
Good. Just make a note on the first one. It's very easy to forget the longness. So amayan, there's right? It's not amayan. Because the other ones are short long, right? So it's easy to go into that habit. So make sure you get that amayantu. And also for everybody, when you have this yantu, right? There's a dvitvan there. So it's like you're making a mark on the nikara. Amayantu. Like you just kind of staying like making a little bit like a marker. Amayantu brahmacharinaswa. And when you get into that cerebral letter, see if you can get this, like pulling back, and you've got more space in your mouth for the cerebral. No, 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 no. And you get this. No, 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 no. Good, very good. Okay, Paulina, next one. Yashojane
Yashojane
sanis
sanis
swaha.
swaha.
So see if you can put them together. Yashojane sanis swaha.
Yashojane sanis swaha.
Good. Shreyan Vashyaso Sanis. Too much? Shreyan.
Shreyan
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 Vashyaso Sani.
Vashyaso sani.
Good. Shreyan Vashyaso Sani.
Shreyan Vashyaso sani.
Good. Now, because the following word has dvitvam, you're landing on sakara. So it's Shreyan Vashyaso Sanis.
Shreyan Vashyaso sanis.
Good. And then Swaha.
Swaha.
Good. See if you can do the whole thing.
Shreyan Vashyaso sanis swaha.
Good. Another thing to make a note is when you have the Shiva there, you see the Shiva and then you have a Yakara and Akara. That's a Dvitvam. So again, you got to make that like a marker. So Shreyan Vashyaso Sani Swaha. So like you dipping your toes, landing and just dip and take off. Next one. Tantwa
Tantwa
Bhagap.
Bhagav. Is it a
No, it's not, because it's not a visargaha.
Okay.
If it would be a visargaha, it would be it's not a visargaha. Now it's a dvitvam. So the following letter is a pakara, right? And a repa. And that's why you get the half matra longer, just the same as you do sanis, right? You're landing on a saraswati. Here, you're landing on a pakara. Bhagap, bhagap. So you're just closing your lips into a pakara and then take off. So, tantwa bhagap.
Tantwa Bhagap.
Pravishanis.
Pravishanis.
Swaha.
Swaha.
So the whole thing. Tantwa bhagap. Pravishanis. Swaha.
Tantwa Bhagap. Pravishanis. Swaha.
Good. Next one. Sama bhagap.
Sama Bhagap.
Pravishas.
Pravishas.
Swaha.
Swaha.
So the whole thing. Sama bhaga pravisha swaha.
Sama bhaga pravisha swaha.
Good. Tasmin
Tasmin
sahasrashake.
Sahasrashake.
Good. Do you
Why
want to?
do we go up on the tasmin? Is it only the melody wise, or is it?
Yeah, you see in the Devanagari, you see the 2 lines. See that?
Ah. So that's why.
That's what that's showing the swara is going up. So you have high, middle, no normally, but when this is like a 2, it goes higher than the high. So
Oh, that's what the different things are for. The one is one up, and the line underneath is going down.
exactly.
Ah, this is like I used to study singing, so this is similar to finding out, to learning the melody. You used to write these different, yes.
So it's called swaras, intonations,
Yes.
up and down. So when it's 2, so you have that in when do you have that? Shanti, shanti, shanti goes up. A lot of places you have these 2 lines. So that's normally it's between high, middle, low, between this one. Some meters only have middle, low, middle, low, middle, low, middle, low. Depends on which Veda.
Ah, okay. So the middle one is there. You don't have a sign for that. That's just a normal note.
Yeah. If it's middle, it's just so it shows when it's high and when it's low. Otherwise, it's in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're doing really well. Excellent. Where is our Ariane? She's disappearing.
Do you have like a recording of this somewhere so I could listen?
Yeah, we're recording it and then we put that in the group.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful.
All right, so you're doing really great. I just want to tell, because the swaha, you can, if you just want to chant that one, beautiful. But it's very, very powerful. So it has this openness. It's really opening up the heart. And there is, I know, like to get to that, like where you just, I'm just chanting, like you're letting things, whatever goes on, you just like swaha, complete openness, complete, and that's releasing a lot of things. But the meaning is even, it's very powerful. So when you see sva, it means your own, like your own. You see that a lot, like sva, and then your own, referring to your ownness, right? And then you have ha, swaha, and this is like this is like mahavakyam, like the unification, if you want to call it. Not that it's a process, not that you have to do anything, not that none of that, right? But the when you see the jiva, the one that is like attached to the sense organs, the senses, that one is just naturally, just by listening to the teaching, not because of the shabda in the Upanishads, that being unfolded by a tradition teacher, that you it's not like the word, because the word itself are cold. So you're not going to be able to read by yourself. You're not going to be able to open a book and be like, oh, I'm free. You need a teacher. You have to have someone who has the pramana, the method of teaching. So, and this is being taught from in the lineage of the sampradaya. So teacher to student and so on, so on. And there's no ego in it. But what it's this one is, when you're letting that ego, the one that thinking that I am this or I am that or I am this, that one is just naturally being dropped off. And you realize that you're fuller than the fullest. You cannot get any more fuller. And it's such a, you know, that kind of that relaxation, that whatever goes on on the screen, it's fine. You know, you can have a book, everything popping up in your sense organ, everything is okay. So if you get that when you're doing swaha and get to that, like, I am fuller than the fullest. I am not this limited body that just sitting and I'm sitting, I only this, or I, you know, I am fuller than the fullest. So see if you can get that resolution when you're doing that openness of the whole throat. Swaha. Good. So, and another thing to think about, I just looking at Paulina, you're sitting a little bit like you're holding back. See if you can get the position where you're tilting your chin slightly forward, and instead have like an open neck. Swaha. So you're opening all the channels, everything opening up to the heart, to the lungs, to the rest of it. So try again. Swaha. Beautiful. All right, shall we go on? Where are we? There. Tasmin sahasrashake. Okay, next one. Let's start with, Alice, do you want to start? So it goes like this. Niba, niba. Just do that one. Niba.
Nipa.
Nibagaham.
Nipagaham.
Sorry, it's my mistake. You go, you see the anuswaraha?
Ah.
So you go han, landing on a nakara. Nibagaham.
Nipagaham.
Twayi.
Twai.
Merje.
Mrje.
Merje.
Mrje.
Swaha.
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 Nibagahan.
Nipagahan.
Nibagahan. Twayi.
Nipagahan. Twai.
Make sure you get that twayi. So it's really moving. So you got the twayi, twayi, twayi. Nibagahan. Twayi merje.
Nipagahan. Twai. Mrje.
Short ikara. Nibagahan. Twayi merje.
Nipagahan. Twai. Mrje.
So make a note on your ikara. So there it goes quite quick. Like it's not a long. So nibagahan. Twayi merje.
Nipagahan. Twai. Mrje.
So it's the only reason why it gets a little bit rocky is because you're putting longer on the ikara. Twayi merje.
Okay. Nipagaham. Twai. Mrje.
Good, much better. Nibagahan. Twayi merje.
Nipagaham. Twai. Mrje.
Swaha.
Swaha.
Nibagahan. Twayi merje. Swaha.
Nipagahan. Twai. Mrje. Swaha.
Good. You're doing really good. Just need a little bit polish on that ikara and then it's gonna come. Hi, Ariane. Are you? Do you have better better internet?
Yeah, sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay.
Yes.
It was just difficult to hear what you were chanting. Good. Okay, so let's see if we can continue with this one. Is that okay with you? Okay, so we are on the new one now. So nibhagahan.
Nibhagahan.
Good. Nibhagahan.
Nibhagahan.
Twayi
Dwayi.
merje.
Merje.
Nibhagahan. Twayi merje.
Nibaga. Sorry. Nibagahan. Dwayi merje.
Good. Nibhagahan. Twayi merje.
Nibagahan. Dwayi merje.
Swaha.
Swaha.
Good. See if we can put them together. Nibhagahan. Twayi merje. Swaha.
Nibhagahan. Dwayi merje. Swaha.
Good. Make a note on the akara. It's only short. So so be careful for everybody. This twayi is that because they are short, and also the mer is vowel, right? So you got this twayi merje, and then you have a diphthong at the end. Then you have vacation. Then you can go long. But otherwise, they're all short, right? Nibagahan. Twayi merje swaha.
May I try one more?
Yeah.
Nibhagahan. Dwayi merje. Swaha.
Okay, so we're gonna polish that akara and make a note that it's you have to make that one shorter. Okay, the akara. Remember it's only only two. Nothing in between. No Saraswati. No. No. And use if you have a long use the jaw to help you to get the length. It's there to help you. And then the akara. There you go. It's only that.
Lizards.
Huh?
It sounds like one of those lizards that you have in Bali.
Gecko. They're chanting Sanskrit. There's chanting all day long. Gecko. Yeah, that's true. But I don't think if they go up.
Just side note.
I will listen. I will talk to them, see if they're responding to Good. Okay, great, Ariana. So you make sure you practice it. You notice now the shortness of the It's just Good, very good. Okay, Paulina, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Nibhagahan.
Nibhagahan.
Good. Nibhagahan. Twayi merje.
Nibhagahan twayi merje.
Good. Nibhagahan. Twayi merje swaha.
Nibhagahan twayi merje swaha.
Good. A little bit longer on the diphthong. Nibhagahan. Twayi merje swaha.
Nibhagahan twayi merje swaha.
Beautiful.
Oh, the air.
Yeah.
Have it lost.
Yeah. Then make sure all air is gone. So you have new breath, and then you take it to the end. Make sure you're using all the air. Right? Okay, good. Bia, you ready? Nibhagahan.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. Now I.
Okay. Okay. Shall I repeat it?
Yeah.
Nibhagahan.
Good. Now you notice that there is this hakara, right? And hakara, remember that hakara is like if we do take a deep breath, ha, 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 you get 3 max 4, right?
Mm.
So that's the hakara is the nibhagahan.
Nibhagahan.
Good. Twayi merj, twayi
Twayi
merje.
mrije.
Good. Twayi merje.
Twayi mrije.
Good. Nibhagahan, twayi merje.
Nibhagahan. Twayi mrije.
Swaha.
Swaha.
Good. Nibhagahan, twayi merje. Swaha.
Nibhagahan. Twayi mrije. Swaha.
Make sure you're landing on so han, because the following letter is a dental, right? So the anuswara turns into a nasal dental. Nibhagahan, twayi merje. Swaha.
Nibhagahan. Twayi mrije. Swaha.
Try again and to get this han, han,
Han.
han, dental.
Nibhagahan. Twayi mrije. Swaha.
There it is. Beautiful. Okay, very good. Okay, let's do, oh, time goes so fast. Wow. Okay. So just also for Paulina, she just started. So just to get an idea, what are you chanting? Okay, so you can go to the previous recording and see what the meaning is. But so if you're looking at the big picture, because if you take the words literally, it's going to be like, what is she talking about? But if you look at the big picture, all these things like amayantu brahmacha, so they're talking about the brahmacharin. Who's the Brahma? So everyone who is interested in Vedanta, that means that someone who's just not interested, they kind of come to a point in their life and realize that, okay, I got a big house, I'm still not happy. I got that car, it still hasn't got me absolute happiness. It might have given me instant happiness, but I can see that there is a certain hunting in it can be in yourself, you can see it in other people, that you see this kind of like, okay, I got that dress, okay, and now what? I'm still not happy. Okay, I have to have another dress. Oh, I'm still not happy. Now the dress is just an example of all the things that can manifest in this world. If it's a dress, if it's a car, if it's a boyfriend, if it's a girlfriend, anything has the seen goneness. If you're ready for that seen goneness, yes, go, you can have anything in the world, because it doesn't stick to you, right? You can let things go. You can even have like a relationship and you say, thank you for this beautiful time that we had together. It was very beautiful. I really enjoy it, but I can also see that now is coming to an moving on. Okay, so there's a gratefulness in whatever it is. Now, for some weird people like ourselves, we might go like, there must be something more. This cannot be, I'm just going to gather things, because I realize by the time I'm checking out with this body, none of it, no fame, no power, no legacy, no nothing is I'm not going to bring anything with me, except what my the punya papa, which I think we talked about before. But there are some weirdos like us that start asking, there must be something more. So those weirdos that are interested in knowing, they start wondering, there must be something else. Now, then the Shruti go, yes, I have the means for you. It's not in the means of the eyes, in the ears, in the smell. Those things are not going to give you absolute happiness. No. But the Shruti go, yes, there is it says Tattvamasi, Mahavakyam. And you go like, okay, Tattvamasi, I am that, or you are that. And then you're gonna, you gotta inquire with the teacher, or the teacher, you're sitting in front of the teacher and listening, Shravanam, listening to the teacher. And it's under long time. Now, the beautiful is that it's the most beautiful time to just sit and just listen. And you realize there's nothing to do. Listen, listen, listen. You know, there's no yoga positions. There's no climbing up a mountains. Listening. So when it's talking about the amayantu, it's talking about people who are in that position. They're wondering, there must be something more. I want to find someone who's, that teacher. So it says that please protect these people, because there are not many of us that are interested. Most people are not interested. And for me, that was a big aha moment when I realized that, oh my God, how rare it is. How rare it is. How rare it is. Like really, it really was so surprising for me but there are people like us who coming to a place and they say, I want to know more. I want to understand. I want to know. I don't want to believe. It's not going to be a God who's sitting, in a cloud away from me. It's not going to be a priest that says, you got to believe in this because I tell you so. It's not going to be someone telling you, oh, you're going to go to heaven if you do this, or you're going to go to hell. No, I want to know. Now, Shruti says, you don't have to go anywhere. You're the freer than the freest. And then you go like, but me, I'm just this. And you go like, no, Shruti goes like, no, you, freer. You cannot get any more freer. You are happiness. You are. I am. That's it. Now, but you need a protection. You need to come to a place where you are relaxed. You have enough food. You have enough shelter. You have enough blankets for Alice to to handle the coldness in England. You gotta have a structure to be able to grow, because you need to relax. You cannot go into survival mode, where you're like, oh, you got to be able to go like, okay, I'm relaxed. I can stay with the teacher and have the leisure to study. So this is what it's talking about when it's going through the to let these people have enoughness to relax. And who are these weirdos who's coming to us? So it's not like you can see by their names, by the religion, by the color of the skin. You can't see it, how they walk, how they talk, none of that, right? They are, all over. But let them come to a place. Now, then it says something which can sound really like, if you translate it, it can go like, but that doesn't make sense, because then it goes like, Yasho Jane Sani Swaha. Now, what it literally means is, let me get famous. And you go like, what? Why would I be, it doesn't go like, why would I go into that? famous celebrity. I don't want that. It's not that. But so what it's referring to is that let me come to a place where I can serve other people, where I am in a position to do the Panchamaha Yajnas, so the 5 offerings that in Bali everybody know what it is. They're born with it. They grow up. Everybody from a very young age, right? Everybody know what Panchamaha Yajnas. If you're from West, it's something that you have to pick up along the way. So, and why would you serve? So it's things that you can, how you can serve other people. You can share spiritual knowledge. How can I share? How can I share? What can I do? What can I do? So, so it's not because you want to be famous as an ego trip, you know, is how can I help? You know, how can I serve? How can I? And that's for my, if you're looking from your own, is because you want to spiritually grow as a person, to let things, you know, things give. How can I help? What can I do? What can I do? At the same time, don't get lost or distracted in, you know, some people go this, like they're gonna save the world and they go into war zone and you know, that then you lost it. You know, you got to see this with the structure. What can I do? What can I not do? Okay, what is practical? So your shravana, your teaching is the main thing, and then what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And I think I told you that, like, there's a beautiful in the scripture, like Shiva is the Ashutoshi, like just giver. You know, it's just whatever, you know, you know, be careful what you ask for, because it's coming at you, you know. So we can also have that attitude, like, what can I do? What can I do? Okay, I can, yes. And especially with sometimes, you know, we have these people that suddenly appear in our lives, like people that just like on your doorstep, and they can be very demanding, and they can ask for, you know, emotional and whatever it is, you know. Those are especially those people you have to really pay attention. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? Because if you don't, if you kind of close the door and go like, no, I don't want to do anything with this, but I don't want to help this person. No. Oh, I know how, you know, he or she is, you know, pain in the ass, or, you know, I don't like her, or I don't want to do this, you know. No, you gotta change the attitude. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Again, feed, do whatever needs to be done. And then that person goes like, oh, I'm so full. Oh, okay, thank you very much. And then she, it's going to leave you. Otherwise, it's going to knock your door down and be like, ah! And then you lost the whole game. So what can I do? What can I do? Okay, great. Okay, fine. And then you have inner leisure to relax. Good. So that's this Yasho Jane Sani Swaha. And then you have this Shreyan Vashyaso Sani Swaha. This is like Shreyan, praiseworthy, like what to explain? Praise, that's which is valid, which is worthy. You know, you can look at a diamond and say, okay, this is worth X amount of whatever. But does it really? You know, what is actually what is really worthy? Anything. So when you're looking from the big perspective, meaning of life is to come to that liberation where you realize that you are freer than the freer. You just have had this avidya, this ignorance, that think that it's only this, it's only this, it's only this, you know, that the ultimate worthy, like the worthier than the worthiest, is to come to that place where you realize I'm fine in and through. Nothing's gonna make me happy. I am happiness. I am. Right? Okay. And then you have Tantva Bhaga Pravishani Swaha. So this means Bhaga is if you translate, you would say Lord. Again, in a Christian way, it can be misinterpreted into something like a Lord, something who think that I'm a Lord. You know, it's not like that. It's when you have the Mahavakyams, you got Tattvamasi, right? You got this, you know, people do this chin mudra a lot when they go and do the selfies, when they go like, oh. But it has a profound meaning. So this is called the Tarjani, the finger. So if you let this go like crazy, it's gonna go outwards, and it's gonna go like this. So this is like the Tarjani is the ego finger, and it's gonna go like and it's pointing outwards. But when it comes with the Angushtup, this is the Angushtup, the thumb. When it comes together with the Angushtup, then there's no ego. Everything is dropped. Everything that whatever comes, the body before have identified with my house, my car, my, right? And then it goes like, wow, I'm one, Advaita, oneness. There is no duality. There's only oneness, one Satchit Ananda, in and through everything. And then you got the three gunas. So Raja, Tamas, Sattva, the Rajas, Tamas. So what does that mean? Okay, so you got Satchit Ananda. Okay, in and through everything, just like you have space, just like you have light. If you didn't have, you know, you look at things right now, you see the tree, I see the tree, or I see you. Okay, but in and through, you know, if I said, okay, are you aware of the space that is in and through? You go, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you go, well, think about how much space there is in your body. Think how much space there is in everywhere, right, around you. But you don't pay attention on that, because you're paying attention on the colors and the forms, right? Always, that's what you see. You don't go like, oh, I can really see the space. Wow, you know. You don't go like, oh, you know, I'm really paying attention on the light. Unless you have an instrument that measuring the light, then it's a different story, right? But in you know, you don't go like, oh, I can really observe the light. No, you're observing the forms and the colors. That's what you're observing, right? So what is this? Okay, you got oneness, Satchit Ananda, in and through everything, including yourself, including everything, right? And then you have the three gunas, everything around you, the guna goes on and on and on and on and on. And some people believe that, oh, if I clean these gunas, then I'm gonna be free. No, the gunas gonna go on. That's what they are there for. Just don't think that you're gonna have to clean yourself, come to in a state of cleanliness or experience of cleanliness. You are in and through. That's it. You know, it's more. It's so simple, and it's so, you know, to come. It's so simple to, in a way, like when you relax and you say, okay, wow, it's all these beautiful colors, and I can really enjoy them. Can really appreciate them. But I do realize that they're not giving me ultimate happiness. I really understand that. I can appreciate them, but I'm letting them have the scene gone. All right. Tasmin sahasrashake. Tasmin, in you. Okay, in you. Sahasra means thousand. Sahasra is 1,000. Shake, diversity. So what are we talking about now? Then we're talking about all, in people go like, oh, there's so many gods in the Hindu. How can they keep track on all the gods? Yeah, because there's so much beauty, right? You can look at all the diversity and you can say, what a beautiful devata. What a beautiful sun. Wow, look at that sun. Look at that moon. Look at that rise. It's just amazing. Okay, and then the last one we did today was Nibhaga Han Twayi Marje Swaha. This means I saw some people use, it's so wrong to use the word sin. If someone start like sin, because then we go into a concept that I'm a sinner. No. It's but it's so, it is not so simple. But if you think about it, everything, if you do something, if I everything I do gonna have an effect. Easy, right? I stir the cream and it get thick, right? You do something, it's gonna have an effect. If I stand up and I walk out of the house, the effect is I walked out the house. It's an effect. Every action's gonna have an effect. Now, if you do something which is dharmic, which is the Panchamahayagnas, it's easy. Panchamahayagnas. Go with the Panchamahayagnas. How can I help? What can I do? Rishi, can I do puja? Yes, I can do puja. Can I recognize one of the rishis? Yes, I can chant a mantra or prayer for one of the rishis. Yes. Swasti mantra, perfect for Manushya Yajna. Can I, all these things. So if I stay with this structure and do, okay, Panchamahayagnas, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Then there is the dharmic action, and the dharmic action is going to have punya. It's just result is going to be punya. If you decide to do something which is adharmic, the result's going to be papan. And that's it. Does that mean that you're a forever bad person? Does that mean that you're evil? No, you just made wrong decisions in that moment. That means that when the universe is going to give you another shot, another chance later on to say, okay, how are you going to handle this situation? How are you going to handle? Okay, so again, every opportunity in every situation is an opportunity to go, okay, how can I handle this situation in a dharmic way? And sometimes it's unclear, right? Sometimes it's difficult to understand. Is this good or bad or good or bad? Well, we can get a little bit what it is. Yeah. And sometimes we need to listen to the heart. Usually there's a heart saying, listen to this one. Why did I start talking about that? Because Nibhagahan Twayi Marje Swaha. Well, it means that let's may my papam, let them be let them be let me remove the papam, because papam is an obstacle towards moksha. It's just an obstacle, and that's it. It's not a sinner, it's not sin. It just means that you gotta have to come over it, and then stay with punyam. Okay, and then the punyam's gonna just slide you through. And obviously you have a lot of punyam because you're sitting here and you're listening to this and you are interested. So that's maha punya. So that's where we are. Any questions? Yeah, beautiful, Alice. Yeah. That's a orderly direction. Yeah. In Hinduism, you would call it karmic model. Like
It's
karma.
I find it interesting because I hear what you're. I've been listening to an audio book series because it's really well researched and it talks about the beginnings of Christianity, and I'm really curious to know like where does all this stuff come from, because I think it's really interesting what you were saying about the word sin, because it's so much of the language associated with the Christian world is so loaded. It's just got so much shame and all of this stuff in it. I'm just like, where did that come from? But I've been trying to find, it was really interesting from listening to that book. It's about the Celtic Christianity before the Roman invasions, and I'm talking about it from the perspective of Britain here. So the native Britons before we had the invasion of the Roman Empire. And apparently, I don't know what the specific word is, but it's to do with the Christian, you acknowledge the Trinity, and the Celtic one for the Trinity is that. Whereas the Roman one is, what was it? The Roman one is different. Oh, the Roman one is that.
Wow.
So when you're going to, and I saw, it's so funny because you're talking about how some things just pop up in your life. I mean, maybe it was a different thing, but it's so funny when you're listening to certain things and then they randomly pop up. And I was walking along this road, and I think it was after Christmas, and this elderly gentleman just came up to me and went like that, and I wouldn't have known what that meant if I hadn't listened to the thing. And I was just like, whew, I know what that is, I know what he's doing. But I don't think I've ever seen that, but the Celtic one is that. And I think we were doing it in the Sadhana Panchakam. I find it so dense. I don't even necessarily go into sort of reading about the meaning. I'm just taking in the words and the sound. But it was about how, I think it was how they cut their hair. And there was a similar thing in the Celtic. It was called a tonsure, and I don't know if it's the same thing, but they used to do it one way. And then the Roman, because what happened is basically the Roman Christianity came in and we all had to do it that way, and the Celtic one was pushed out. So it's quite interesting, and this is where a lot of the, it's so weird how I find it fascinating looking at India or other places which are able to sort of say it's all acceptable and you can have like all these different things, whereas for Christianity it was just like, no, it all has to be the same. And I think, I don't know, from my perspective it just seems to become aligned with a lot about politics and things like that, I mean, as does everything. But I don't know what happened to it. I just find the whole learning about the history and why it's ended up like that.
Could you share that if you find it, where it's written? That would be so interesting too.
Well, I was looking at, I was desperately trying to find the word for it because it's in the Christian church now. I haven't seen it because this is why I'm interested in going to Catholicism, because I want to see it and I want to actually go and experience it. But when they do certain blessings, I think with a lot of, because it's now Roman, they'll be doing a lot of the things at the altar. They'll be doing this and this, whereas the Celtic one is that. I need to find the right word, but it's also in are Christian art, and I just quickly looked it up, and they've got all these mudras in it. I was just like, what the heck is this? This is incredible. That we're surrounded by it and we're so ignorant of it.
I know.
But yeah, I'll see if I can find that, and about the tonsure as well,
Yeah.
because it became
I'm quite
associated
curious to
with
know, yeah.
Christianity, but the meaning actually went deeper than that, because actually it was something to do with what we had, these things called the Druids prior to Christianity, and they had this way of cutting their hair this way,
Yep.
and then the Romans came and said, no, this isn't to do with Christ, and it's just like, what? So it's just fascinating. So I think that existed before Christianity,
Yeah.
and it was actually the Druids thing from probably it came from that part of the world. It's just amazing.
It's amazing. What did you say, Bea?
I was trying to say, I mean, I've not much recently, but I've been to quite a few church services, and I haven't really noticed this, but I'm tempted to just go to a church later today.
Yeah.
See if they're doing something with
Yeah.
this.
Maybe you can ask them, but if they
Yeah.
know, maybe that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'll
think-
investigate when I'm here.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the services that I've been to, but I think I don't know if it's when they do the blessing. I think they would do that, and they would do that thing, because it's like as above, so below, and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The only thing I noticed when I moved to England is that everywhere, even when you're counting, when you're a kid here in Italy, you do 1, 2, 3. So
Huh.
you do 3 like this, but in England it's 3. Isn't it?
Ah,
Like you never go like this when you want to say 3 in England, do you? Or in the UK, I mean. That's the only thing that came to my mind now. Here we say 3.
Wow.
But to everyone in England, when I say, can I have 3? They go like 3. And I go like, yeah, 3. Yeah, probably that's something else, but I'll try and find a service that is on in the next few days and ask.
mm.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of knowledge in I don't know much about, like, but I know before, if you go back to the paganism and in the, there's so much knowledge that got lost. So it's all there. It's all there.
Well, I think the other thing I find fascinating is days of the week. I love, like, it's all around you. You can't get out of it. I mean, it's amazing. Like every single culture, basically, the days of the week align with the same planets. And we, in England, ours is a bit weird because, unlike the rest of Europe, we take from the Germanic thing. So yeah, you might know about this because we've got Tyr is the Norse god, Tyr, I think, of war. Tyr.
What is this?
Well, you've got Monday, which is Mondag, that's where we get Monday from, Mondag, and then we've got Tuesday, which is Tyr, which is Tyr, which is the god of war in Norse. Wednesday is Woden's Day. Thursday is Thor's Day. Friday is Frigg or Frey's Day. Saturday we had to nick that from the Latin because we didn't have an equivalent of Saturn. And Sunday is Sondag.
It sounds very Swedish what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I know. I was looking into all this because I love the myths and legends, and I was just like, "Wow, this is incredible!" And Loki is my absolute favorite because
There's so many layers, and there's so much we don't know, like of older traditions, and it feels like it's been like that in so many countries that someone comes in and takes over. But I was a bit curious about how Bali was before Hinduism came too, like right, because there must have been a culture before Hinduism came to Bali too.
Ariani.
Actually, Hindu is come from India.
Yeah.
from India. The original is come from India, but now in Bali has changed because the modernization.
Yeah.
So in Bali we believe one God, and but implementation with many God. So Bali, most people call the island of God because everywhere we have God, and every day we have an offering, and
Yeah.
every day is ceremony.
It seems to be so deeply implemented there, but like I was wondering, like also like how maybe it was there before Hinduism came too, but I was wondering if it's still implemented in.
So Bali had animis. You still have animis. You have a lot of animis.
What is that?
Animis is that when you see everything, like you look at a tree as a god, you divinity in everything, and so you have that. You have actually. So Ariane and I was talking. She's from a very special village. So they were before. So there was it's called Majapahit, and they came from Java and over to Bali, and became like the main kingdom. That was. You have to correct me, Ariane, if I'm wrong, but Majapahit came like 13th century. So, but Ariane is from this village that was before they came. Her ancestors was around this lake area. That's where when we go up in the mountain, and they were very special, very special civilization, and they have different rituals. So, for example, how the Balinese will cremate. You will have a cremation. Ariane, you want to tell them? So when someone die in your village,
if someone day in my village, no cremation, but they put in the cemetery. But we have a special cremation, not burning like in other place. So we have a cemetery. Actually, my cemetery is with like high people, and we have also the normal people, and the cemetery for the children. But my cemetery is with the like Ide Bagus, like high people.
because you are from the village, right? You're from the lineage, is that right?
Yes, I'm from the lineage that Devi said before. It's Majapahit, the king of Majapahit. We have a special village name is Goblek, so we have a special lake and special beautiful temple and beautiful forest. Lovely.
I have a question, Ariane.
Yes, please.
So you said that you don't burn the body like they do in Hinduism, but you put just the body in the ground directly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then it's left there.
Just live there. Not make the cemetery full. I don't know what the God do.
Ariane, do you put the body under the ground, di bawah tanahnya, atau di atas?
Under the ground.
Under the ground. In some area of Bali, Bali Mulia, Bali Aga, they put the body next to a tree, just living.
Oh, on the
So
ground.
that's called. It's called.
Trunyan.
Yeah.
Trunyan.
So that's in a different areas. They usually call. I know that they don't like to be called that, but Bali Aga or Bali Mulia, is that Ariane? Yeah.
Bali Aga.
Bali Aga, yeah. You say Bali Aga? Yeah, okay. I heard that they prefer to be called Bali Mulia. like roots. No? Bali Aga, it's okay to say.
Bali Aga and Bali Mula, Bali Aga and Bali Mula is similar.
Similar. Okay. Okay.
There's not a good association with this then, or it's not seen as something, I don't know, that everyone does. It's a bit different.
You mean between the different ceremonies?
Huh, yes. There's not good association with it, or people haven't had good association with it, so they want to have they like to be called a certain way.
Yeah, I thought that, but I thought Bali Mula was more respectful, but it seems to be okay to say Bali Aga as well. But that's up in north Batur, close to Batur, the mountain. There's the so yeah, very different, very, very different.
It seems to be like before, like, I don't know, it feels like so much more connection to nature. Like all our earth cultures, or what do you say? It seems to be like that nature goddesses, or like elemental. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was something I wanted to say about, you mentioned about Hinduism, and I only found this out relatively recently, was because it's quite a earth-based thing, but Hinduism was actually a British invention, because the whole of India, they have many different rituals and different ways of doing things depending on the state and the place where it is, but I think Hindu as a way to make it easier for the Western mind to grasp, is like, let's lump it all under one thing, which is where I think people end up getting confused. And certainly I've got confused with it, because there are similarities between different areas, like you've got Brahman and you've got Ganesh and all this sort of thing, and Shiva, but they do differ. But the concept of Hinduism was a British, that came in with the British as a way of sort of saying, oh, you're all of this, and to distinguish it from Islam, I think. So, because I noticed there's a Saraswati in China and Japan, and yeah, obviously there's Bali. So I don't know where that came in. I don't know if that was actually, because some of the ideas came into India from China, I think, as well.
You mean, are you referring to the name? You mean the name Hindus?
Yes, yeah, the name is using. It's helpful because it kind of sort of refers to a certain way of doing things on the Indian subcontinent, and it's, yeah, Hindu, because Hindu is from the word Sindh, which is Sindhu, which is the river, and it's Hindustan, which is, it was just referring to an area and saying, oh, this is Hindu. It's sort of the people of that area, I think it's more referring to that. And then it just made it easier for the British, I think, when they were coming in, to say, oh, it's not Islam, because the Muslims are there prior to that, so we'll call it Hinduism. But I think that's where there can be a lot of confusion, because actually each part of India has so many different gods and so many ways of doing things. There are similarities, but yeah, they can have very different traditions and ways of doing things.
I think it's a very, very complex.
It is very
complex question. And I don't see how the British would come up with the word, but I think it's very like one of those questions that is
Mm.
can talk forever and ever. But one thing that was interesting is so Sanata Dharma. So that's the word of actually the people who are, when you look at from a Vedic right perspective, Sanata Dharma. And then so you would, you have the the Karma Kanda and the Upanishads. And that's what the beautiful thing is, you have, like you say, like whole India and the diversity, and some people will be, they will chant Ganesha, they will have the Eka Bhakti, they will have they will pick one of them, and they will have the devotional, and they will dress Ganesha, and they will, everything is Ganesha. And then you have the Vishva, who see the diversity, everything is God. Where is God not? And then you have the Avyaya, unmanifest. Where is that? That goes on to the Nirguna, the unmanifest, and then you go beyond that. But to go there, you have to have a teacher. You can't, mind cannot go to one form, one place. You gotta have a teacher. So yeah, so I would just don't try to don't try, but like this, that everyone is the same and everyone is doing it, because it's devotional, right? And that's it's all devotional, and it's all beautiful, and you can appreciate everybody. And there's no right and wrong and saying, but then you got to say, wait a second, there must be a means for, because I need to have, I need to fall back on who I am. My eyes cannot turn to see myself. The ears cannot turn on myself and hear myself. But I am self-evident. How do I know that? I know that. I know that I'm self-evident. That's one thing I know. I'm self-evident, right? In and through, right? And then you just see this, you start looking things like the past, the future, right? No, that's just now. Now. Right? I mean, you can just take an example like yourself, you look at yourself when you were a picture of yourself when you were 7 years old, right? You can go and say, okay, that's me. But what happened to, if you look at that 7-year-old girl and yourself now, the body is not the same, because all the cells in your body have changed every 7 years. All the cells in the body has been exchanged, literally, physically. So the body is you're not that girl, and but you're in and through. You can see. Okay, and you start analyzing with the teacher, and you start about, oh my God, wow, and it just goes on and on, layers and layers. You gotta, it's just beautiful. Okay, shall we chant so remember, this is for your Manushya Yajna. When you're chanting Swasti, that's part of your Manushya. So see if you can start have that as part of your sadhana. I think my voice is echoing. Do you hear that too? Yeah. Is it okay if someone else chant Swasti? Who like to chant? Paulina?
I can chant. Yes. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्रह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्रह्मणा सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Thank you, girls. You're amazing. Amazing, amazing. I see you on Saturday or Sunday.
Thank you all.
Bye.